Hello and welcome back to another Jumpstart video. Today is going to be my mock draft 3.0 right before the NBA draft. Let's get into it. With the first pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Jabari Smith Jr. According to multiple sources, the word around the NBA draft combine was that Orlando was going to take Jabari, and I can see why. A versatile defender who can guard 1 through 5, Smith fits the core of the Magic and also gives them a much-needed scoring option. At 6'10 with a high release point, Smith is able to shoot over his defenders for a 42% three-point shot. Smith can also provide the scoring the Magic need without taking away from their length, as well as being an amazing defender. With the second pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren. OKC is a hard team to guess who they're drafting. They often keep their cards close to their chest and often don't take the consensus pick. However, I think Chet is a safe bet here. As the player with the highest defensive upside in the draft, Chet would work well with OKC's young backcourt and would be a fun new toy for playmaking star Josh Giddey. I also have Chet as number 1 on my big board and think that his upside and potential definitely makes him the best player in this draft. With the third pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Paolo Banchero. It's a case of waiting for Houston, who received pick 3 in a draft with 3 top prospects. The one who fell here is Banchero, a dynamic scorer out of Duke who was the most NBA ready and complete player out of the top 3. Together with Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün and the rest of the young core, the Rockets could be the best offensive team in the NBA soon. With the fourth pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Jaden Ivey. I know some people won't like this considering the Kings have De'Aaron Fox and clearly have him as their cornerstone. They even emphasize this by trading away Tyrese Haliburton. However, in my and several other scouts' opinions, there is a significant gap between Jaden Ivey and the 5th best prospect. If Sacramento does not want Ivey, I think they will trade the pick. However, if they stay at 4, the athletic guard is taken here. With the 5th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Keegan Murray. Murray was arguably the best player in college last season as he averaged more than 23 points per game. Murray is one of those players who has a high floor and will definitely be a good player in the NBA, but probably will never be a number 1 option on a championship team. However, Pistons fans should still be really happy with Murray here, as a Cade and Keegan pick and roll would be excellent fit. With the 6th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Benedict Mathurin. Mathurin is a classic 3-and-D player. Now, I don't think he's going to be the best player on a championship team. However, I believe that he is going to be one of those 2nd or 3rd options who can get hot in a game and potentially take over, hit a couple of threes, get a couple stops, and end up winning the game. I also think that he fits really nicely with the Pacers' young core and Tyrese Haliburton. With the 7th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Shaedon Sharpe. Now, I know some people won't like this as they think that the Portland Trail Blazers will be trying to contend next year and Sharpe isn't the best method to that. However, I think most other prospects around this range such as Dyson Daniels, Jalen Duren and AJ Griffin are also project picks, and if the Blazers want to contend for next season, they should trade the pick. However, in this mock draft and this hypothetical, they do keep the pick and they take this prospect with athleticism, a good frame, and he's overall a very intriguing prospect to take here at 7. With the 8th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select AJ Griffin. Now, with a player like Zion Williamson, one thing that you're really going to need is spacing, and AJ Griffin could definitely provide that as a knockdown shooter. And whilst Griffin's disappearing act is a little bit of a concern, I don't think the Pelicans are looking for a number 1 option at this spot here. Griffin can also bring some defensive upside to this team, and his frame gives him a good position to develop in the NBA. With the 9th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jalen Duren. Now, to me, this really shines the type of Spurs pick. The Spurs really need a big man here, and they bring in the dominant force of Jalen Duren. Duren's body and frame allows him to definitely take over games, especially in the post. I think Duren will be a good player to help the Spurs get back to contending. With the 10th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Dyson Daniels. Multiple reports have stated that the Wizards really want a point guard, and if they don't trade up with the Kings or go for one in free agency or maybe a veteran point guard to trade for, then I think Dyson Daniels is a really good pickup here. He has positional size and is a great playmaker, and he's also a versatile defender, which is really going to help the Wizards next season. With the 11th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Johnny Davis. Davis is a great player both offensively and defensively. Davis has great on-ball defense, off-ball defense, he's a great rebounder for a guard, and he can also make tough shots, especially from the mid-range. He needs to work on his three-point shot a little bit, but I reckon he can be a great leader for the Knicks, and him and RJ are going to be the wings of the future. With the 12th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Jeremy Sochan. With Sochan and Chet, the Oklahoma City Thunder have arguably taken the two best defensive prospects in the class. Sochan is an elite defensive prospect both on-ball defensively, off-ball defensively, and especially as a disruptor. Sochan can get steals whenever he wants to. Sochan is also an underrated playmaker, and I feel like his shot has a lot more potential than people are letting on. With the 13th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Mark Williams. Now, the main need this offseason for the Hornets is a center, and Mark Williams is a great fit here. I can see LaMelo throwing lobs to Mark Williams all season long in what would be a very exciting young team. Now, I think Charlotte could opt to maybe leave Mark Williams here and take him at 15 because the Cavs don't need a center, but they risk the Cavs trading the pick, and I reckon this is just too good of an opportunity to risk it. With the 14th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Ochai Agbaji to round out the lottery. Like Keegan, Ochai is a player that can fit and work well on any team. Ochai Agbaji is going to be the shot maker which the Cavs definitely need to propel them into the playoffs. And Ochai Agbaji is going to be an offensive and defensive plus from the get-go, which is definitely a bonus. Agbaji also knows how to play under pressure as he led Kansas to a national title this season. With the 15th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Tari Eason. Eason is a defensive stud with offensive upside, and was one of the Hornets' only confirmed workouts. Tari's combination of upside and ability to help the Hornets make their playoffs would be much needed this season. With the 16th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Malachi Branham. Branham is a hard-working player and has definitely improved over this season as his perimeter shooting numbers have skyrocketed to 42.5%. Branham is a three-level scorer who is a crafty ball handler and is also a versatile on-ball defender to be able to help out Trae Young. With the 17th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Ousmane Dieng. Dieng, just like Branham, has shown improvement over the season and has shown a Paul George-esque upside. Dieng is a great ball handler and is also great at playmaking, and whilst the Rockets are looking to package this pick with 26 to move up into the late lottery, a Sengun, Banchero, and Dieng would look crazy as a playmaking frontcourt. With the 18th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select E.J. Liddell. E.J. Liddell can provide much-needed forward depth for the Chicago Bulls, as he's also a versatile player who can get buckets at one end and stops at the other. E.J. Liddell has a high floor to make sure that he will be a good role player in the league, and he also has a really good three-point shot which will translate extremely well. With the 19th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Jalen Williams. The Timberwolves need a small forward or a power forward here, and Jalen Williams can definitely play the small forward position. Where Jalen Williams will shine in the NBA is in a pick and roll setting, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, he's shown a great playmaker, especially to his big man, and defensively, he doesn't let anyone pass, especially on the perimeter. With the 20th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Nikola Jovic. This is another pick that fits really well with the Spurs, and it's a great swing here. Jovic works really well with the Spurs' ball-moving offense and would be great for them. However, on defense, Jovic is average at best. However, Jovic's crazy side at his position, ball handling, and playmaking definitely makes him a good swing here for the Spurs. With the 21st pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select MarJon Beauchamp. The Nuggets desperately need a shooting guard and preferably a defensive one. Beauchamp is athletic and also has great work ethic. Beauchamp is also a hustler who can get a lot of steals and rebounds. With the 22nd pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ty Washington. Wow, Ty Washington has certainly fallen a lot more than I thought he would in this mock draft. Well, the Grizzlies have good depth, so it's mostly just best player available here, and with Tyus Jones maybe leaving in the offseason, Ty is a great pick here. Ty has great instincts and a feel for the game, as well as a great playmaking skills and perimeter shooting. With the 23rd pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Jaden Hardy. Ultimately, I think the 76ers will end up trading this pick, but if they don't, I think a high upside pick is definitely right for them. Jaden Hardy is a pure ball handler and scorer who was predicted to go a lot higher than this before the season and definitely has some good instincts. So I reckon he was a good high upside pick for the 76ers and could turn into an all-star in the future. With the 24th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Blake Wesley. The Bucks should probably take a shooting guard here, and Blake Wesley is a great fit. Wesley is an athletic 3-level scorer who is honestly really underrated and hasn't been talked very much about in many draft videos or circles that I have watched. With the 25th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Kennedy Chandler. Now, I think this is a nice pick for the Spurs right here, as it once again is another high upside pick. Whilst Kennedy Chandler does lack some in size, he makes up for it with his excellent playmaking and ball handling skills. He is also a great shooter and operates very well on the offensive side of the floor with his amazing instincts. With the 26th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Dalen Terry. Now, whilst I do think the Rockets will probably trade this pick, or at least try to trade this pick, Dalen Terry is a good pickup here at 26. Dalen Terry has amazing size at the point guard position and is great at defense and shooting, things that you definitely need to surround Jalen Green and Paolo Banchero. With the 27th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Wendell Moore out of Duke. Now, Wendell Moore is definitely one of the more underrated prospects in this draft. I just don't understand why people have him so low on their boards. He's an amazing defender, has defensive versatility, and can create his own shot from all areas on the floor, as well as being a great playmaker. With the 28th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Christian Braun. This is a really good pickup here for the Warriors, as they definitely need some more wing depth. Christian Braun was a large reason of why Kansas' defense was so good last year, and he can definitely bring that sort of intensity to the NBA. Braun is a good shooter, but definitely has some struggles creating his own shot. However, I reckon he can develop well in the NBA. With the 29th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Kendall Brown. This right here is a really good fit. Kendall Brown was designed to play for a really fast-paced team, and the Grizzlies definitely play at a fast pace. Now, Kendall Brown is amazing in transition both offensively and defensively, and is very athletic to get chased down blocks. So this is a really good pickup here for the Grizzlies. With the 30th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select Jake LaRavia. To end up this first round and the mock draft, the Denver Nuggets select Jake LaRavia out of Wake Forest. LaRavia is a really smart player who has a feel for the game and is a great playmaker. I reckon he would be a really good fit with Nikola Jokic, and they could definitely make some really intelligent plays and outsmart the defense. And that is going to wind up this mock draft. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you want to talk to me about any of these prospects, just comment below. I'm always happy to talk. And I hope you guys enjoy this draft week, and I hope your team gets some really good players. So until next time.